Thank you.
Welcome to the Sports Drink Club. I am your host, Patrick Melton, along with my co-host, Keenan Duke, and we are here for episode 6.
Yeah.
What's going on, my man?
Not much, man. How you doing? Just, good old Tuesday night. Just making it through the week.
Definitely making it through the week. We've got a lot of things to discuss, and this is just kind of a special episode because we're talking about best friends in sports, and
we're the best friends that anyone ever had.
We're definitely going to talk about best friends. We got our top 5 best. We got our top 5 best friends in sports, and then of course we're going to segue into the best dad bods in sports.
Is there such a thing as a best dad bod?
I think that there is in our case.
Okay.
This episode, we are going to make the top 5 dad bods in professional sports, people.
All right, cool.
And if anybody has any other dad bods that we may have missed out on, please feel free to hit us up on Twitter at Sports Drink Club. That is Sports DRANK Club on Twitter. And we are new to Instagram.
Yeah, we are brand new.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that video that you posted? That was hilarious.
I got the horses in the back. Shout out to my man, Lil Nas X, man. We still out there, man, banging that. Everybody, go check out Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, man. That is a banger right now. It's hot.
It was like you got that. It was like kid dancing at a football practice or something.
Yeah, it was a kid dancing at a football practice, and somebody had dubbed the music over the video, and just whenever he did the flip, it was just like such a perfect landing, like
it's like hit right on the beat.
Horses in the bag, like, man.
Yeah.
I love that song right now, man. I can't even lie to you, but we're going to be talking about best friends in sports, best dad bods. We're going to be skimming over the NBA playoffs over Easter weekend and currently what's going on right now. But first thing is first, Keenan, I want to address some sweet tea bets that we have had. You recently won a sweet tea bet because last episode I said that Chris Davis would be batting over 150 at the end of the week. Well, Keenan,
he did not.
He did not.
Nope.
I think that he ended at 130. When the clock striked on 4/21, which was the second to the last game that he had. That was a Sunday, I believe. Was that Sunday?
Yeah.
Ended his day at 130, and of course he went like 0-for-4 and just doing stuff.
But your luck, he went over 150 like 2 days later, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
2 days later, yeah, with my luck, yeah, close but no cigar, I know.
But you won some other future bets, correct?
I did win some other future bets. In last episode, I said the Bucks would sweep. They have completed the sweep against the Pistons. That was pretty much a no-brainer. And I did say that Houston would cover in game 2 by 6.5 points, and they sure did. So I am 2 for 2, at least on the future bets, but in the sweet tea thing, which I really wanted, I am now.
I got one back.
Yes.
Yep, I got one back.
So we will go pick out a sweet tea of your choice. I don't think they have any Chicken Express out in California. We have Chicken Express out in California?
No, and I'm bummed about it because I love Chicken Express. I haven't had Chicken Express since I left Texas.
Really?
Yes.
You haven't had Chicken Express since you left? I mean, have you been, when you come back to Texas, have you ever gone to Chicken Express?
No, I haven't. I'm like busy running around like trying to catch up with people. Like I feel like I forget about Chicken Express, which is sad because obviously their sweet tea is bomb there.
Really is.
And then the one thing that I absolutely miss from there are the corn fritters.
Man.
You remember those?
Lying about that, bro. I love corn fritters right there.
Corn fritters are addictive.
And it some people call them corn fritters or corn nuggets.
Oh, yeah, corn nuggets.
No. They're basically the same.
Yeah, they're the same, but I like calling
corn fritters too.
Yeah, I like corn nuggets actually because it's like it is like a little nugget, and you like bite into it, and then it's just like corn inside. And it's like
it's fried corn basically.
It's
right?
so good.
It is
so good.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Give me some corn nuggets with sweet tea. I'm good to go.
Yes, Keenan. Man, shout out to Chicken Express, man. We need some sponsorship from them down the road, man. I know
Yeah.
I'm probably hurting a lot of Golden Chick fans out there, but bump Golden Chick. It's all about Chicken Express, baby. Chicken eat all the way. And if you want to at me for that right there. I want to talk to you about something, man.
What's up?
I was watching TV earlier, man. I saw a really I can't even get it out. I saw a really like awkward commercial earlier today, man.
What commercial is that?
You seen that Nugenics commercial, man, with Frank Thomas?
Oh, yeah, that commercial is cringy.
It is cringy. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I feel bad for like that one guy. Like his wife is just like straight hitting on Frank Thomas in front of his eye, like 2 inches in front of him. He's just like getting totally disrespected.
For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, Nugenics is a testosterone booster. Okay. And it's being promoted right now by a Hall of Fame baseball player by the name of Frank Thomas. He used to play for the Chicago White Sox. He used to mash big time home runs, and his nickname is the Big Hurt. So in the commercial, dude, don't make me laugh. So in the commercial, his wife and not Frank Thomas's wife, but a couple were working out at the gym, and I guess his wife spotted Frank Thomas, and she was like, "Oh wow, is that Frank Thomas?" And the husband was just like, "Oh yeah, that's the Big Hurt."
But mind you, like Frank Thomas is already talking to like 2 different chicks right now.
That is correct. Frank Thomas was macking on already like 2 chicks. He was talking to them, but homegirl was like, "Oh, he like the dude was like, oh, you mean the Big Hurt?" And she's like, "No, more like the big hunk. Let's go see him." I'm like, okay, first off, if that was me and my spouse, I'm like, back up. We're not going anywhere. Not with that face. If you saw the face in the commercial, how she looked at Frank Thomas like, dang.
She looked at him like he was a nice, juicy piece of steak.
Exactly. Then she walked up to him and was like, "You look like you can still play." And then the other chick that was around him was like, "That's what I said." That's what I said.
Nah, it's a pretty cringy and hilarious commercial if you actually watch it. It's awkward.
We're definitely going to put the link up on our story. And we want you guys' feedback. Let us know what you think about that commercial right there. Because first off, man, hey, if I see Frank Thomas at the gym, me and my spouse and I, we're together, and we're turning back the other way. That's just
oh man, you being jealous.
No, I'm not being jealous. I'm being serious, man. First off, that's false advertisement. Number one, okay, he's sitting there, promoting a testosterone pill, and apparently the testosterone pill get chicks all the way around you. That's not true at all.
Everything's false advertisement. Advertisement is false inherently.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, now men are out there like, man, if I take some Nugenics, I'm gonna have 3, 4, 5 chicks at the gym talking to me.
Please, no one's thinking that. No, that's like saying, like, if you watch those Carl's Jr. commercials, you're like, oh, if I get a burger from Carl's Jr.'s, some fine bomb model chick's gonna be like serving it up to me. Like what? No, what are you thinking? No.
Just saying, man. Like, y'all need to see that commercial. We will be posting that on our story, but that was just something I saw today that was cringeworthy, man. By goodness. I had a good laugh on that one. But shout out to the Dallas Stars. They won in overtime last night against the Nashville Predators, taking that series, I believe, 4-2. And we are going to the second round against the St. Louis Blues. We will
go Blues.
Oh gosh, that's right. We've got a sweet T bet right now. Okay, I'm taking the Dallas Stars, bro.
Okay, but I'll take the Blues. I gotta take my St. Louis Blues.
All right, well, everybody remember that right now. You're originally from St. Louis, yeah?
Yeah, that's where I was born.
Just tell everybody where you're originally from, man.
I'm originally from St. Louis. I was born in St. Louis, lived there until I was 11, and then because of my dad's work, AT&T moved down to Dallas, and yeah, basically grew up in Dallas though. So anytime people ask me where I'm from, I always just say Dallas because I don't want to go through that whole explanation. But yeah, that's why I root for the Cardinals, root for the Blues. Surprisingly, I didn't go for the Rams, but whatever.
But root for the Packers, which is Midwest, so I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So we got Sweet Tea bet. Okay, I want 2 sweet teas. You understand?
We got 2 sweet teas on the
I
line.
want 2 sweet teas on this. I'm very confident that my team's going to win. We are hot right now.
I don't know. The Blues are good though.
The Blues are good, but the Stars are better. We got our first time coach out here in the playoffs right now. We're going to win this thing. I'm not going to give a prediction on what it's going to be. It could go 7 games, but I just want to go with the Stars straight up. Everybody keep that in. Sweet tea tracker. Dallas. All right. But at the game, by the way, the closeout game for the Dallas Stars was actually Zeke and Dak. Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. They both play for the Cowboys, and they seem to have been very chummy with each other, getting the crowd pumped up, pouring popcorn.
It was like popcorn.
Yeah. As he's, basically doing like his eat, thing when he gets
He's like, I need to eat, like feed me.
Yeah, well, it kind of gets into, they are BFFs, they're friends. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of, some of the stuff that we used to do. And let's just, kind of tell the people, I know you're laughing at this, but it's serious though, man. Like, we used to do some funny stuff, man, before the game. And, like,
we used to always listen to Ludacris on the bus, but like when we were going to our football games.
Yes.
Coach Brent used to get so mad at us. The bus would be like completely silent, and then we're just like cracking up.
The thing is about that is that, okay, we could have sat in the back. I don't know why we didn't. We always would kind of sit like in the middle towards the front. Okay. And okay, I don't know what else. Okay, this is another thing, is that we always would share headphones. And people were like, okay, how do you do that? You just have a splitter, right? No, we didn't have a splitter. Like literally, he'd have one earbud and I have the other. So
yeah,
whoever's sitting on the right gets the left, and whoever's sitting to the left gets the right.
And we'd have to like sit super close to each other because like if you like separate it too far, like the earbud would like come out of your ears.
We would try to get the headphones that actually like was split. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we get a little bit of distance or hit a bump, you know what I mean? Like the earbud doesn't fall out. You know what I mean? So we would always listen to Ludacris skits because
they're so funny.
Anybody who ever used to listen to Ludacris back in the day, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, he would always have these little skits in the middle of like his songs or whatever, and they would just be dead hilarious, and it would be dead silence. Okay, and mind you, Keenan, the football rides were way different than the baseball rides. At least with the baseball ride, we could talk and like be like, it wasn't like, okay, we're going into battle. Everybody silence. Like,
yeah. No, baseball, like Coach Allen, like did not care. Like he would just like let us do whatever. But like Coach Brent's, like he wanted the buzzers like completely silent. But we did not abide by that whatsoever. He got mad at us like every single game because we were always listening to that "Stop Lying" skit with the one with the guys where like the girl calls to see if she could come over.
Second chance.
Second chance.
Right.
Now pick up the phone.
See what I do.
D-voice.
What up?
Why are you talking like that?
All that. In the Buckhead girls. Second chance. Bro. That was hilarious, right?
Nah, it was such a good skit. Like, no, so that we used to always do stuff like that, like before games.
About, like even when we were like, trying to make each other better, like, especially like in baseball, we spent tons of hours, working out with each other, like throwing balls to each other, or, hitting fly balls or taking batting practice or whatever it may be. I feel like the only thing that we didn't do was race because I knew that you would beat me. So
yeah, but it was like, that was the one thing that we never really did was like race each other. But like, we did everything else together. Like, remember when we'd always be in the batting cages and we would like pretend like we were actually like trying to pitch against each other, and so like we'd like throw these horrendous curveballs and stuff because you'd pretend like you were Dontrell Willis.
Hey man, shout out to my man Dontrell, man. Dontrell Willis is the man right there. That's my man D-Train. But yeah, I would always like twist up like super like weird and try to like hide the ball and then throw it at you or whatever.
And then like our coach would like make fun of us saying that we were like what? Who did he say? Which JV team did we say we were?
So he would. So basically, when we're throwing batting practice against each other, okay, we would pretend like we were different, players or different teams. So the more upper echelon players or teams, we would throw harder or try harder to strike each other out. But then the lower echelon teams that we would pretend to be like JV teams, and one of the times we would be pitching to each other, and he's like, or we would be like, okay, here we go, big slow ball, RL Turner JV.
RL Turner, that's right.
We just throw lollipops in there so you could just absolutely smash it, feel good about yourself.
RL Turner JV.
RL Turner.
They were so garbage at baseball. Like even their varsity team was like the worst thing of all time.
Hey man, we always knew when we played RL Turner, that was a free win.
That's a W.
I apologize to anybody out there that's in Texas that went to RL Turner in Carrollton, but y'all were terrible. Okay.
Yeah, straight trash.
We would absolutely beat you guys. But that was just one of the things that we used to do. I mean, even off the field. I mean, we lived together, eat together, cook together.
You ate all my Tostitos chips.
Yeah. I mean, even in the old apartment, man, when we used to, throw them bashers together. I mean, we did we did a lot.
No, yeah, we did everything together.
On and off the field. Kind of like some of the players that we're going to discuss tonight, man. And we came up with this inspiration because, obviously we were roommates in college, and we felt like a really good episode to go over. But we do have our top 5 sports drink club style. Top 5 pro athletes that are best friends. Okay. So Keenan, do you
starting off?
Huh?
I said starting off with Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki at number 5.
I know, and we have to pay homage to Dirk Nowitzki, him being retired now, and this is his last season with the Mavericks. He's been incredible to watch. Over 30,000 points scored as an individual. He's in the top 5 of all time when it comes to points scored. But his best friend being Steve Nash, in June of '98, when the Mavs acquired both Dirk Nowitzki and Nash in separate trades. On the day of the NBA draft, we knew that 2 stars were being born, and I don't think they knew that 2 best friends were being born.
No, it was crazy. I think they're like so iconic for like the Mavericks, and to know that they were like really good friends, not only like on the court but off the court as well. I think you could just tell by the way they interacted and played together and all that stuff. Like it was just a lot of fun watching the Mavericks at that time because of those 2.
I mean, it was a lot of fun at the time, and I remember specifically, when we were in the old apartment over in Mesquite, we were watching the Mavericks. They were the best team in the league at the time. I think it was like 2008. They were the best team in the league. They had like over 60 some odd wins, number 1 seed, and they were playing the Golden State Warriors, who were the number 8 seed. Okay.
Oh, is that when they had Byron?
That's when they had Steven Jackson, Baron Davis.
Baron Davis. Yeah. They had, what's his name?
Monta Ellis.
The bird dude with the tattoos.
Bro, who's who?
The guy with all the tattoos. The bird guy.
But they may have had Birdman too. They may have Birdman. They may have had him too. But I just remember specifically Steven Jackson, and I just remember in that series watching Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash go down to those guys in the first round, and it just be like the most.
You were so upset.
Just the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life, because we knew that it was coming to an end.
But do you remember how I was acting throughout that whole entire series?
You're acting like a damn ass, man. You were being such an ass to me, bro. You loved every minute of it that the Mavericks were losing. I don't know why. just troll you the whole time, and that's what best friends do too.
Full disclosure to all you listeners out there, I'm actually not the biggest basketball person. So like I was just like go against him just to go against him and make him mad. He would get so pissed off at me.
Bro, that was so mean, bro.
especially that one play I remember when Baron Davis was like horizontal to the ground and he just like threw up that shot and it went in, and I was like, dude, that's game over. Like that's the series. The Mavericks are done. And you're like, shut up, bro.
Bro, that's ridiculous. And I want to excuse myself that Steve Nash was actually not playing during that time, but Steve Nash was actually separated from Dirk Nowitzki and with Phoenix. So I want to correct myself on that. I don't want to give out any false information whatsoever, but nevertheless, I was sad. Okay. And this just ties into what best friends do, bashing each other and being just, that was not nice, bro. Okay. Back to Dirk and Nash. Okay. Both avid fans of soccer, by the way. Okay.
Well, that's because they're both not American.
Absolutely. One Canadian, one German.
Yep.
And their friendship was just blossomed through that way because whenever they first started to, get to know each other, that was something that they both had in common. They both made that very known that was a lot of how they bridged their conversation at first in 98 when they, became teammates in the Mavericks. I also want to drop a picture when they first got drafted. Okay. And those crazy funky haircuts that they would have throughout the years. Okay. Do you not remember?
Nash had like the wackest haircuts.
Bro, they both had some whack haircuts and they did that stuff together. Okay. It was like, what's that one Dragon Ball Z when they kind of like touch.
Oh, the twins. It's like ting.
Like the power of the hair. Like that's how they used to do it. Like when one would have like super long stringy hair, the other one would be
I love that you just dropped the anime reference, by the way.
Just like one would have like spiky hair and then the other one would have like real stringy, like weird hair. Like, I don't know. They were weird.
It was like God, why am I drawing a blank on his name? Goku's best friend, Krillin, the bald head guy. That's what they used to do in Dragon Ball when they were little.
Somebody out there was like, man, I watched Dragon Ball Z.
Little Goku, bro.
Oh, that is hilarious, bro. But both Hall of Famers, obviously. Nash is already in the Hall of Fame. Dirk will be. 3 league MVPs between the both of them. 48,947 points scored between the both of them. Even though Nash never won an NBA championship, he's still considered an NBA champ. He's still considered a champion to me. And one of the most beloved Mavericks in history, on and off the court, just fun-loving guys, super goofy. I'll never forget these guys together, but that is our number 5 as far as BFFs goes, and we're getting it started quick. Keenan, who's number 4?
We are going to let the kids play with Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ozzie Albies with the Atlanta Braves.
Hey.
Those two have so much fun together. It's insane. Like I love watching them together. They're just like literally like 2 kids playing around together. And it's like the coach is trying to get a hold of them and they, he's failing miserably because they're just not listening. Like that's what it's like
watching nightmare trying to babysit a couple of kids. Like, all right, you guys just stay right here. Okay. You turn around 2 seconds, they're gone. Like,
they're gone.
They're gone.
It's like, wait, where? Hey, Ozzie, Ronald, where'd y'all go? But no, they're like a lot of fun to watch together. They're both Latin players, and I feel like a lot of times you'll find within baseball, like the Latin players on the team tend to kind of stick together because obviously the Spanish, the language barrier, and it's just so much easier for them, and it makes them feel like at home and all that stuff. Because a lot of them leave home like at a very early age to pursue like trying to make it to the MLB. So like just being around Latin players like really helps them. But yeah, so because Acuna's from Venezuela.
Yes.
And Ozzie Albies from Curacao.
Yeah, from Curacao. That's correct.
I love players from Curacao, the Netherlands,
yeah,
Kingdom of the Netherlands. Those guys are like all of them are polyglots.
Really?
You know what? Yeah, they speak like 4. They speak at least 4 different languages.
Yeah, yeah. Explain that to the people here. Exactly. Polyglots.
So polyglot is just a person that uses several different languages to communicate. So it's usually
got it.
yeah. And so, but like a lot of times, the people from Curacao, they speak Papiamento, which is like the native language there, and they speak Dutch, Spanish, and English. So they speak at least 4 languages. Like I know Kenley Jansen, he's from there. He speaks like 5 because I think he's learning Italian or something like
Absolutely.
that, or French, one of the two.
But
But
these
no, it's
guys
really
are
cool. But anyway, they're like a lot of fun.
dynamic.
What'd you say?
These 2 guys are super dynamic in their own rights. I mean, they did go to the playoffs last year, correct?
Yeah, and Ronald Acuna Jr. was a rookie of the year last year. Like
Absolutely.
he's so good, it's insane. Like as young as both of them are, like that's why I like the Braves so much, is because especially because of them two. Like I love watching them play together and just kind of like how they interact, and then just how good they are. Like we kind of touched on in one of our previous episodes. A lot of people got on Ozzy Albies because he kind of had a down second half last year, but the guy's 21 years old. Like he's still incredibly young. Like he's got so much to learn in the game. So I just see nothing but the sky. Like the sky's the limit for both of them. Like seriously.
Absolutely.
And so to like, I'm really excited to watch them play together for what I hope is, basically most of their career. And just like with the whole slogan that MLB is kind of running with this year, with "Let the kids play," like it's
Yes.
fun watching them like do their thing. And I feel like the MLB is like really kind of loosening the reins on things and letting the players' personalities like really shine. And they're one of the 2 more fun like personalities to watch. Like even the other day, uh, someone had left, like I think a cameraman had like left his headphones like on the railing, and so Ozzy Albies and I think Johan Camargo could like hear what the announcers were saying, and so they were like chiming in and like basically like talking with the announcers in the middle of the game, which was like a lot of fun. And then Ozzy Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr. were actually like mic'd up in the preseason.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that.
Yeah, so you could like hear, and they were like talking in Spanish, and like uh Ronald Acuna Jr.'s his Spanish isn't, or his English isn't as good
That's
as
right.
Ozzy Albies, and so Ozzy was like helping him out with his English.
Yep.
Like Ronald be like trying to interview his teammates. He'd be like, "So how did you prepare for tomorrow's game?"
Finishing each other's sentences. That's a great part about watching, especially this year in baseball. These 2 players are just super dynamic, and the Atlanta Braves themselves are just young. And this is the sort of, players that they need. It's kind of reminiscent of the 90s when they had, the Greg Maddoxes, the John Smoltz, the Mark, was it
Mark Melanson? No,
no,
that's not right. Wait,
it
who?
Chipper Jones.
Oh, they had Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones. They had a lot.
Oh, that's when they had that's when they had Greg Maddox and John Smoltz and the other.
They have 4 pitchers that were like studs.
Well, it was like the big 3. It was John Smoltz, Greg Maddox, and I'm drawing a blank on the other guy's name. Oh my god! Oh, that's gonna kill me because I used to love them.
We're gonna have to get back to that.
Yeah,
but it's reminiscent of that sort of team, because this was kind of the sort of people that they needed, to push their franchise to where they were winning World Series, where they built relationships like this. And with these 2 ball players, Acuna Jr. and Albies, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of them for a really long time. So with that being said, man, I'm excited, man. And
Tom Glavine.
Tom Glavine. Okay, there we go. I know that there's some listeners out there like, Tom Glavine, man, Tom Glavine. Like, I'm pretty sure there was, but these are the 2 type of players that they need to help grow this franchise into, World Series caliber teams. And they're going to be putting, they definitely put some pieces around them. This Atlanta Braves team was my sweet tea pick from the beginning. If you heard the first episode that we had, that they would be winning the AL East. So it's soon to be, who knows, but Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzy Albies rounding up at the number 4 slot for our BFFs in pro sports. Number 3.
We got your boys, Tony Romo and Jason Witten for the
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys.
And I'm probably making a lot of people mad. They're like, well, they should be number one. Well, they're not. Okay.
No.
Number 3.
If you're really thinking, if you're listening, you should know who number 1 is. But we'll get to that.
But we'll get to that. But they're number 3. They made our list. Okay. I'm not going to be a homer. Okay. But I do want to quote something from Tony, not from Tony, from Jason Witten, when he was talking to the Dallas Morning News on how they both met. He says, all I remember is we were on the same shuttle bus going from the hotel to the airport, rookie mini camp. I didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. I was the 3rd round draft pick. He should have at least known who I was, he said. He goes, you want to go across the street and get some pizza? My initial thought was, I don't know about that. The day before our first opportunity in the NFL. That's just the way he was. He was a super nice guy and was a perfect comrade. And that just kind of sounds like Tony Romo anyway. And it kind of just sounds like Jason anyway, like Tony Romo being just, oh shucks kind of guy. Like, oh, we'll get some pizza. And Jason Witten's like, I don't know. Okay.
Jason Witten's like the stuck up, like hard shell, like the breakthrough. He's got like no friends, and Tony Romo's like this happy go, like, hey guy, why are you standing here all alone?
you know, Jason Witten is just he's just looking for a friend. He's that one guy who's like just standing with his arms crossed, like, man, y'all better not look at me. Y'all better not look at me. You look like you want a friend.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like some pizza?
No, damn well he wanted some pizza that day.
Of course,
that's where.
Isn't that where most friendship starts, over pizza?
Did ours start over pizza?
No.
It probably started over some chicken or something. I don't know. I don't know what it started over as, bro.
I don't remember what it started off over either. We just became friends.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a really we may need to dig in the archives and try to figure that out.
Digging in the archives, by the way, that video that your dad has of us.
Yes,
that's such a cool video. I love that video.
Yes, we will drop that video for sure of us talking to each other out in the outfield when we were in high school. But with Tony Romo and Jason Witten, between the both of them, 649 receptions, 7,287 yards, and 37 touchdowns thrown from Romo. They both traveled together a lot. And most people would know about that infamous trip to Mexico with Jessica Simpson before they took on the New York Giants in the NFC divisional. You remember that one?
No.
You remember Terrell Owens coming out after that?
Oh, yes. How can I forget that? Which is crazy. I've met Tony Romo. I mean, I've met Terrell Owens. He lives out here in Los Angeles.
Really? When'd you meet T.O.?
I actually played softball with him for a little bit.
Is he any good?
He's not bad. I mean, he's a straight athlete, so but you can tell baseball, whatever, is not his sport.
Is he really as big as what he looks like on, or is he like he's that big?
Yeah, he's pretty big.
Damn.
I have a picture with him because I was like in one of his like Instagram stories because he was like Instagramming him playing softball, and I was like standing right next to him. And
hold on, wait, is that a picture with him, or did you take a screenshot of his story? There's a difference.
Okay, I took a screenshot of his story.
Thank you. Public out here, like people out here, like, man, you took a picture with him, bro?
But I mean, I actually played with him. I just didn't bother to actually take a picture with him. I could have, but I just didn't.
Asked him to take a picture with you.
I don't want to take a picture. Everyone's trying to take pictures with him.
It was probably, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to let him live his normal life because I've seen him at Ralph's and stuff before. I don't go up to him, but
who had more hits that night? Just out of curiosity.
I did.
Of course.
I was like, I did. Why?
So we can honestly say that sports drink club members know how to hit. You know what I mean?
I mean, both of us were pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have out hit him too, and I'm not even near as athletic as he is. So we can honestly both say that we're better softball players than Terrell Owens.
This is true.
And
if Terrell Owens ever hears this episode, which I doubt he will, but we still love you, Terrell.
We love you, Terrell. But back to Tony Romo, Jason Witten. They roomed together every road trip, every mini camp. They were both commentators, or not were. Only one was were. One still is for major networks. So
night and day too between like the commentary. Like Tony Romo's so good. Tony Romo's amazing at comment. Like he calls plays. Like he reads defenses. He like says what's about to happen before it even happens. Like it's so much fun listening to Tony Romo commentate.
would you call
But
Romo?
boy,
Is Romo Damas to you? Is
I guess if you want to do, you just got real corny with that.
that was trending hard last year? Romo Damas.
Oh
That
God!
dude was, like predicting plays.
I mean, he's good. I mean, he's good. I mean,
I enjoy Tony Romo.
yeah. But Jason Witten, whew,
Man, don't.
that's like that Frank Thomas commercial, just cringeworthy.
Okay, I don't know if it's that bad, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
First off, do you know that Jason Witten has made our podcast twice, and we're talking about how bad his
Commentating is. He's made the podcast for all the wrong reasons.
is back in football for a reason. Both of these guys are going to be in the Ring of Honor. Okay, they're going to be Hall of Famers as far as like Cowboys rights go. I don't know if Tony Romo's got the numbers to actually be in the NFL Football Hall of Fame, but we know that Jason Witten is, and they're just best friends. Great stand-up guys in this community. They'll always be forever, known as Cowboys, obviously, and they are rounding up our number 3. And number 2 comes to surprise. We're keeping it here in Texas. We've got Adrian Beltre and Elvis Andrews.
That's right, we do. Those guys, talk about another couple guys that are just a lot of fun to watch. Like as boring as people say baseball is, which obviously it does have its boring moments and stuff like that, but just watching them, like they're fun to watch. Like they're just like they're similar to Ozzy Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr., where they're just like having fun on the oh my God. And then yeah, like they just always like play around with each other. Like it's pretty well known that Adrian Beltre doesn't like people touching his head.
Nope. Sure
And
does.
so you would always see Elvis like messing with him, like touching his head, and then like Adrian like throw his glove at him and like chase after him and stuff like that around the field. And then did you see obviously you're a Texas Rangers fan, like how every single time there was like an infield pop up, they would always mess with each other. Like they would steal it from one another, or like they would like deke each other out and stuff like that.
But did they ever? I can't remember if that ever if they ever made a mistake like doing that. You know what I mean?
No, they never did.
Okay, because that would have been hilarious that they did.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious if they did, but they didn't.
They played 8 seasons with each other with the Rangers, went to 2 World Series together, and yes, everybody knows about Adrian Beltre and how he does not like people touching the top of his head, and Elvis Andrews was always the one who did it. But when Elvis Andrews would do that, sometimes Adrian Beltre would turn around like he was going he would
legit hit him, yeah. Like there was one time where like you could tell like it was like somebody I think hit him on his head a little bit too hard, and like you could see just his reaction was just like he got pissed. Like he had to kind of like calm himself down and be like, hey,
bro,
take it down.
What was that one scene in Friday where Red was like he like flinched like really hard? That's what Adrian Beltre did at that point.
It's the part where he's like, come on, Debo, stall him out. He's like, I do got money, but I want to take Red's money. He flinched.
I want to take Red's money. And Red was like, oh.
Yeah, he just flinched, like tried to stay as still as possible.
Adrian Beltre with Debo people, bro, all the time, bro. People will flinch all the time. But rounding out at number 2 was Adrian Beltre and Elvis Andrew, and God bless Adrian, man. He was a great Ranger, retired last year, and we're dearly gonna miss him.
So sad. Actually, I realized that he just retired like today. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she told me that he retired. I thought he was hurt.
No,
he retired. I'm so sad to hear that.
He was done.
I was like depressed, but so sad. Is it crazy that we've mentioned Dallas players and
in our top 5? there have been 1, 2,
Three.
3, 4 retirees. If you want to include Jason Witten retiring and come back.
But I'm just talking about like Dallas players. Like 3 of the top 5 have been Dallas
Yeah,
players.
man. That means that we're getting older, Keenan.
I guess. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. The Banana Boat Boys, 2 of the members of the Banana Boat Boys. If you don't know who the Banana Boat Boy, that is a tongue twister, isn't it?
Banana Boat Boys.
If you don't, Banana Boat Boys.
That's not that bad.
If you don't know who the Banana Boat Boys are, it is LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, CP3, Carmelo Anthony, and basically they vacation all the time, mostly like in the Bahamas or off the coast of Spain. Really cool thing that happened this year, kind of just bring some light into best friends, that LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony showed up to, courtside to Dwayne Wade's final home game.
Chris Paul was there too.
And Chris Paul was there. That's right.
All 3 of them were.
For that 25-point triple-double in his final game in Miami. That was like really cool, man.
Yeah, no.
And us being, best friends here, like that is just something that, I don't know, it touched me, man. That's really cool, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be able to take the time to obviously be there for one of your best friends, like on his last game, like on such a momentous night for him.
Exactly.
Like to be there to like support him and all that stuff, like that's true friendship. You know what I mean? Like I know that meant not only the world to them, but obviously to Dwayne Wade, for those guys to come out and be there on that night. You know what I mean? Like that's his last NBA game. A legend, a Hall of Famer, and he's done. And to have your best friends there on that night, that's incredible. Especially like it's not like it's just their best friends. It's like they got games too. But like
exactly
the fact that they were able to make that, obviously they can because they got the money to be able to fly and all that stuff. But still, just the fact that they were there, like that's so.
Right.
It's heartwarming.
I give all the respect to people who, take the time out to spend time with your friends. You're only here for so many days on this earth, and whether, and in their case, they're playing against each other, they're traveling, they've got their own families, stuff like that. But there's to take time to come to your man's final basketball game. That's a big deal, man. And they were like some big kids on the sideline, man, cheering them on. But obviously, people know about LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. They're Heat teammates from 2010 to 14. Both were drafted in the first 5 picks in the 2003 draft. They both became, scoring leaders for their respective franchises in their first 7 seasons. Won two championships together. They had Miami like on full tilt. Had all the celebrities on the sideline, man. They had all the celebrities. Okay. You couldn't find one that wasn't out there. You know what I mean?
And it's Miami too, so
yeah. I mean, that was a fun time to watch basketball. I'm not even gonna lie.
I feel like everyone wanted to be in Miami at that point in time.
Bro, it was bigger than LA. Like people went to go see Kobe play. But
like it was like at that point in time, it was like Miami was there. Miami was like the place to be though.
Yeah,
at that point.
That was a fun time, man. But also, just got wrapped up. They both have sons that are really good at basketball too, and they're most likely going to play in the NBA with each other.
For sure.
But our number 1 BFFs are LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Now, Keenan, I
should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I know, but I know that there's some listeners like, man, y'all should be, man, that's ridiculous. I don't like your list. Well, guess what? It's not your list. It's the Sports Drink Club list. Okay, this is our top 5. We thought about it. This is what we agreed on. This is what we liked. But Keenan, why don't you just go ahead and just rattle off some of the honorable mentions, because I'm sure there's some people on there that people are going to be like feeling a little bit better about. We're sorry if you didn't get in the top 5, but this was really hard for us.
So honorable mentions got Serena Williams and Caroline Wozniacki.
Yes, that
Is
is.
that how you say it? Okay. And then Alex Morgan and Sydney LaRue. I love Sydney LaRue.
I know. You love Sydney LaRue. Oh my God.
I love Sydney LaRue.
Keenan, how many times are you on her page a day?
I don't. Come on, bro.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
I do
Go
not
ahead.
do that.
Keep
I
going.
don't do that. That's no. I do not stalk anybody. That is not what I do. Anyway, moving on. Man, you just ruined that for me. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. Nice little threesome there.
Yeah, it is.
Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Bubba Watson, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth,
That is
Justin Thompson.
I like that.
Not
Justin
Justin
Thomas.
Thompson.
Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas, my bad. And Drake and whoever.
Drake like to be with anybody.
Drake make best friends with anybody that's winning. It don't matter who you are. Drake's gonna become your best friend if you're winning.
That's an honor.
So I guess that's how you know you made it if Drake's trying to be friends with you. So
That's really true.
There's a barometer of success. And then last we got Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada.
Jorge Posada, the great Yankee who got that daddy body.
He do got a daddy body.
Which leads us into our next segment. Dad Bods. And this is Sports Drink Club Dad Bods. Okay, top five. Okay. At number 5, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is just a dad who happens to play professional football. Like he looks like your stereotypical dad that you would find. Like I feel like Ryan Fitzpatrick is the guy that you take your car into like at an auto shop, and he's the guy who's like letting you know. You know what I mean? Like he's got that scruffy beard. You know, he seems like he's kind of got a little belly on him a little bit.
Get him.
I feel like you would see like the black like tar from like the tires like underneath his fingernails a little bit. Like that's Ryan Fitzpatrick to me.
Luckily, Ryan Fitzpatrick has a beard, so we don't focus on the other parts of his build. Okay. The dude does have a cannon for an arm, and he was hot for those first 3 games last year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But yes, that's not a flap jacket that he's wearing. That is definitely his gut. Ryan Fitzpatrick, number 5 dad bod for you. Number 4, this was different. Okay,
Was it?
Well, the reason why I say this one was different for number 4 is because a lot of people are probably going to get upset with us. They may get upset with us depending on where the ranking is. They may get upset with us because they feel like we're shaming the GOAT. And number 4 is Tom Brady. I don't know if y'all have seen them pictures of him on the beach, but
it's a dad bod.
Damn.
It's a dad bod. I mean, it's a very successful dad bod.
It is a very successful dad. One of probably the most successful dad bod.
Yeah.
On here.
You know, there's no shame in that dad bod.
I wouldn't mind. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's making plenty of money. He's got.
This is very true. Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't mind having that.
I mean, if that's a trade-off, then yeah, of course.
Well,
you take that.
Trade-off having the dad bod or having Giselle.
Well, that's a trade-off. If you give up, say you have a really nice body,
right?
Would you trade it in for a dad bod if the trade-off is
Giselle?
You're Giselle, and not only that, you're the GOAT of NFL football.
Yeah. But like, let's just take the GOAT away.
But why would you take that away?
Because now I'm just trying to peel back a layer. You still gonna trade in for that dad bod? If you got Giselle on your team, I think that's still a pretty fair trade-off. If she, likes a little,
I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of attractive people out in the world.
That is very true.
So I don't know.
She likes her man a little soggy in the midsection. So.
Well, to the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So no shame. I'm never shaming anyone, really.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I hope that we're not offending anyone. But
yeah, I hope
dad bods do exist, okay? And guess what? When you
And
do,
there's no shame in that. You know what I mean? Like people got stuff to do. Like
it's
people got
true.
jobs. Like, you
It's
can't
true.
be always be working out. So no shame in that.
It's really true. And the thing is, when you have kids, okay, as a
You
dad,
get busy.
you get busy. All right. Sometimes you can't get to the gym 4 to 5 times a week like you used to back in the day. Or for some of us, eat whatever you want and still remain in the same shape. Some people don't realize that as time goes on, you eat and you have to exercise. You can't just eat whatever you want and think that you're going to remain in the same shape, because that's not true at all. Your shape will
Nope.
change on you real
Yes,
quick.
it will. Real quick in a heartbeat.
0 to 100 real quick.
It's like that. It's like that one meme. Well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, it sure did. Because number 3, your boy Jameis Winston, Mr. Crab Legs.
Woo. Jameis Winston, like, I don't know, like, if he's got so much of a dad bod or it's just he's got an awkward bod. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Like he kind of reminds me like of Vlad Guerrero. Vlad just kind of had an awkward body.
but his arms are kind of, like they're not muscular. They're kind of just like to the side, like they just kind of hang to the side.
Yeah, no, they're like
He's
yeah,
got
he's got a, and I feel like his waist is like higher than it should be.
right. I feel like he's like mid-tier old Gucci Mane. In between, in between super big fat Gucci Mane and like when Gucci Mane first started, like Gucci Mane, like he was fat, but
Gucci Mane,
not
like Gucci
skinny
Mane was
fat.
like eating ice creams, like the ice cream on his face, like all the time.
Like skinny fat, not big Gucci Mane, like. Because now Gucci Mane looks like a god.
Gucci Mane, like he worked out. Like Gucci Mane look like 50 Cent now.
Yeah, I think he looks better than 50 Cent.
Like for real.
That on some I love my wife, okay, but like he's a good looking man. You know what I'm saying?
Who you talking about, Gucci Mane?
Now, I'm talking about Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane goes hard now.
Yeah, he looks a lot better, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean, that tattoo on his face, that ice cream cone. But hey, for all you ladies who like ice cream, I got a coworker. She love ice cream, so maybe but she ain't going after Gucci Mane. But
but James, like he kind of reminds me of like our old coach. Who was it? Coach Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you
Coach Martin had an extra dad bod.
Blow, when you like blow into like a whistle,
yeah.
Kind of like looks like the shape of a whistle. Like he kind of has the shape number 6 with some legs on it. Like he has like a really flat upper body, and then just down at the bottom is a big belly, like the shape of a number 6 with some legs. That's James Winston. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like a upside down bowl. Something.
Man, you making my man sound like he Humpty Dumpty up there.
Jameis Winston did get big. Now I know that he probably lost some weight, before the season started, but he did, bro. He got big on us, a little dad body on us, which leads us to number 2. We're gonna knock out 2. We're gonna knock out 2 in one place. The Manning brothers together. Now, okay, Keenan, I want to say that Peyton actually looks better than
Eli?
That Peyton actually looks better than Eli.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Peyton actually has a better build than Eli. Eli, that he flat me all the way around.
I don't know. I think they both just kind of have that same doughy-ish body. Like they're not, and the thing is, they're not. They're not like doughy. It's just like, like it's like if you looked at them, if you didn't know anything, you'd never seen them before, never heard of them, and you saw them in a grocery store. There's no way if I came up to you and I was like, that guy's a really good NFL quarterback. You'd be like, get out my face.
I know, and I feel like NFL quarterbacks get such a bad rap because like they're okay. Everybody can't look like Cam Newton. Okay, I mean, it's just plain and simple. All right, and it's easy to pick on these NFL quarterbacks. All right, like we could have had a whole top 5 with just baseball players if we wanted to. All right,
Yeah, this is true.
let's just be honest. And
yeah, there's a lot of big body.
An honorable mention, actually, if anybody knows, Alex Ovechkin. Just Google Alex Ovechkin shirt off, especially last year when he won the Stanley Cup. He's an honorable mention. He got a dad body too. But back to the Manning brothers. Okay. I felt like Eli was really the one that looked more daddy-ish than Manning did. I felt like Manning at least had some tone to his arms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I think both of them kind of have a very similar body.
And he had better commercials.
Any what?
And he had better commercials.
Oh, Peyton Manning's hilarious. Have you seen him on SNL? Did you see that episode when he was on SNL?
Yes,
you did. So hilarious. Oh my God. I love like the one where he was playing quarterback with the kids. he threw that bullet at that kid's back and knocked him down. He's like, turn around.
Killing them boys.
He's like, go over there. I don't even want to look at you.
Now, on a side note, if we both measured the circumference of both of their heads, who does have a bigger head?
Oh, Peyton Manning by far.
Man, Peyton Manning got that pinky. What was it, that brain head?
Pinky in the brain. It was brain, though.
Brain. Now, okay. Would you say that? Nah. Okay, I'm not gonna go there.
I know where you're gonna go, but I know where you're gonna go, but let's not go there.
Just get to number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trending in just the dad bod, just what do you want to call it? The dad.
The Twitter. It was in the Twitter sphere. The Twitter
sphere.
Yeah.
Dad bods. Last night, or not last night, a couple nights ago, excuse me. Oklahoma City Thunder were playing the Portland Trailblazers, and our man, who is number 1, came off the bench and hit a couple points. Now, instead of what you would believe to be like, wow, this player came up off the bench and it gave his team a spark, and there'd be a lot of things about his highlights. Well, his highlights end up turning into the butt of a lot of people's jokes, which end up being him being a person that has a dad bod playing basketball and giving a lot of 35-plus-year-old men out there hope that they can go out there and continue to play. I bet you he inspired more than 50,000 people that are 35 plus to go pick up a basketball, get you a pair of shorts, some shoes, and hit the gym the next day. That would be number 1. Raymond Felton, who
Raymond top of the list.
You found something funny about Raymond Felton as far as how
I couldn't find the name, but they kept comparing him to this one guy who he was like on the what's the late night show that Howard Stern. Okay, so do you remember that little black guy that was on that show?
Yeah.
Him. They were like comparing Raymond Felton to that guy from Howard Stern.
Man.
It's so messed up. I
mean, somebody could think of the name because we just don't have the engineers to just give us, information right away. Please email us, sportsdrinkclub@gmail.com. Let us know how we're doing tonight. We are on one. But Raymond Felton, he came off the bench and gave that team a spark, but he is built terrible, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he is a dad bod up in there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Beetlejuice. That's what they call him.
No.
Beetlejuice.
Oh my god. So bad, bro.
If you're listening, look up Beetlejuice, Howard Stern, and you will see this guy. And this is the guy that they're comparing a professional athlete to.
Bro,
professional NBA athlete too. They're comparing him to this guy named Beetlejuice, nicknamed Beetlejuice, that used to be on Howard Stern's show.
Bro, that is messed up.
That's disrespectful.
That is super disrespectful, but we don't mean to be disrespectful to any of these athletes because obviously they're getting paid millions of dollars and we're not, but they do look frumpy. Number one, Raymond Felton, please look all of these players up. Get yourself a good laugh today, okay? Because my boy Raymond was looking real dumpy, but he did come in there stroking, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Honorable mention, Ryan Tannehill. Apparently, he's gained a lot of weight eating too much cake at kids' birthday parties, which is something normal if you've got kids. So stay away from the cake.
Yeah, I think that's a life lesson. Stay away from cake.
Your boy Aaron Rodgers. Now, let's move to the next.
Such a hater. Such a hater.
Real quick, man. I'm going to give you this one time and one time only. A food that you cannot get enough of.
Oof. Well, since we already talked about corn nuggets, so I won't mention those. But if there's anything that I probably like have a weakness for, it's like a guilty pleasure, and I like literally have to like make a conscious effort to like stay away from it, which I don't succeed all the time with.
Right.
In fact, I fail most of the time. It would be ice cream. You know I love ice cream.
I know you do. Particular flavor?
Well, I tend to go with cookies and cream. Like I love cookies and cream. It's like a stand. Like I love cookies and cream, mint chocolate chip.
For sure.
And then if I'm back home, like with my dad, vanilla bluebell ice cream.
Just plain vanilla
blue. That's the only type of ice cream from. I love Bluebell's so good. Like when we moved,
Bluebell has so many flavors, bro. You a plain vanilla Bluebell ice cream?
Plain vanilla. Hey, vanilla's not always bad. Sometimes vanilla's good.
That's true.
You know, there's nothing wrong with vanilla.
Like vanilla bean, like just like regular homemade vanilla.
It's just regular vanilla. It's so good because you can put like anything with it. That's what I used to back in the day. Like I would make like Oreo shakes with that, but I would like I would like manually crunch up Oreos and like put it in a blender, and like that's how I made my Oreo shakes.
Let me tell everybody here, when we live together, you cannot put ice cream in the freezer because, like, okay, I'm just kind of a two scoop kind of guy. Like, you know, I just need 2 scoops, maybe 2.5 in a bowl. I'm good. Keenan,
no.
He's like, I don't even know how to say it.
I'll fill up an entire bowl, which will basically mean like, okay, yeah, it's like half of the ice cream thing.
That's at least one.
Yeah, it's like a third of the ice cream, and I'll eat it in one sitting. No problem.
1/3 of a half gallon, bro. Like, keep in mind that Bluebell comes in the half gallon. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a lot of.
And I would basically take off the top layer of it.
That's ridiculous, man. Come on, bro.
It's so good. I love ice cream. Like me and my dad will tear through ice cream. I get it from him. I do. Like, we just love ice cream. I cannot help it. I was upset the other day when what was it? Ben and Jerry's had their free cone giveaway.
Uh-huh.
I missed it. I couldn't go. I didn't get a chance to run by there and get my free cone because I got off work late and stuff. But that's my one thing.
It's probably best, man. We need to stay away from these foods that we really like, or we're gonna end up having dad bods. I understand that you like chicken and waffles. I'm gonna piggyback off of that, Keenan. Foods that I can't get enough of. Obviously, I like fried chicken. And this is not a ploy to our hue at all. We just happen to like fried chicken. Okay. This is not any sort of joke or anything that's like, oh, well, of course you guys would like fried chicken. Who in the hell does not like
who doesn't like fried chicken and watermelon? It's
delicious. Exactly. Jeez. Come on, guys. But if I had to pick a secondary one, it is sushi. I am like,
oh, I love sushi too.
Love sushi. Like,
sushi is so good.
I can literally eat sushi every week, no problems whatsoever. Any sort of sashimi cuts, any sort of rolls.
I actually had sushi tonight for dinner. Like I grabbed that cheap sushi from like Ralph's on my way home from the gym.
Ralph's sushi really ain't that bad, bro.
It was okay.
It up in there.
You know, I just needed something because I wasn't gonna be able to cook tonight, so I just swooped by there real quick and got some sushi.
There is nothing wrong with that. But yeah, those are some of the foods that we can't get enough of. So
Ryan Tannehill, don't feel too bad about eating all that cake because everybody has their weakness.
Yes, yes, they all do. They all do. And if anybody else out there who's listening has a weakness, let us know. Tell
Yeah.
us. We want to talk about it. Maybe we
Yeah,
can help you out somehow.
is ice cream your weakness like me? I know there's a lot of people. Like I said, I have a coworker. She loves ice cream more than I do. So
I hear you on that. Well,
yeah.
Keenan, can you give us a little bit of the NBA updates? What do we got?
So all the games are done for tonight. The Nuggets beat the Spurs 108-90. So they've taken the lead in that series 3-2. Their next game they play on Thursday, which that game, like that series might not actually wrap up until Saturday. Like,
Wow.
or not, like real talk, because
Wow.
if the Spurs win, then they push it to Game 7, which Game 7 is not until Saturday.
All right.
So the Portland Trailblazers could be waiting for quite a while since they won tonight, beating the Oklahoma City Thunder, taking the series, but they won tonight 118-115.
Nice.
So it was a close one. Yep. And then the Philadelphia 76ers, they took the series finally 4-1 over the Brooklyn Nets. They won tonight 122-100.
Do that, they would smack those guys around.
Yep. Same thing with Toronto Raptors. They took the series over the Orlando Magic. They won tonight 115-96.
Kawhi.
Yes, sir. So all the series are basically wrapped up for the most part. Well, not the most part. It's just the Eastern series.
Well,
there.
the East is pretty much wrapped up right now. I know that we've got a couple of them going on in the West. We've got the Warriors, who are
they should win. They should win it tomorrow.
Yeah, they should win it tomorrow. They dropped a game last night against Utah Jazz. Obviously, you know the Jazz are going to at least win one at home. The
Rockets dropped it against the Jazz.
Yeah, excuse me. The Rockets dropped it against the Utah Jazz. We knew that the Jazz would at least win one at home, but the Warriors did win on Easter weekend, 113-105. Klay Thompson finally found his shot. He said that jumping in the Pacific Ocean helped him because in the first 4 games, he only scored 42 combined points, but in this last game on Easter Sunday, 32 points, 12 of 20 shooting with no assists. That means that he was shooting the ball. Okay.
Yeah.
And we look forward to the Warriors tomorrow night, wrapping it up in the Bay against the LA Clippers. And if there's one thing that Keenan and I both know about the Pacific Ocean, it is cold.
Yes, sir. Especially right now.
Really,
it's not. It doesn't seem to be getting warmer in LA. I mean, that's false. It was pretty warm today, but you know, over in Santa Monica and Venice by that ocean, it's still pretty chilly.
It is pretty chilly.
Still pretty chilly.
We're coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs, cats, chickens, ducks, all of you out there. We will be having some guests coming up this week. I've got Brandon Williams, Beta Devani, Jordan Pugh in our future episodes that we will be having some guests on, asking some questions, and talking with them. They will be joining the Sports Drink Clubs, joining our conversation. And Keenan, as always, let them know where they can find us.
They can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. You found a couple other random podcast directories that we're on.
Find some other random directories. You can find us on Listen. You can find us on Sods. And I think I found this on Castbox, if anybody is out there using that. But we do have some guests that will be joining us here in the next few episodes. So we're excited about that. We got the NFL draft coming up on Thursday. We'll be kind of live doing an episode on that. And we've got Champions League,
EPL.
Got a whole bunch of stuff. Major League Baseball.
It's sports. It never stops.
It really never stops. But this has been a great episode of the Sports Drink Club. Thanks for joining us tonight. And as always, take care, drinks up, and we'll holler at you.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Late.
Yeah.